In this episode, body composition. What the fuck is it?
The sun is shining, the birds are chirping, the bacon is sizzling. Welcome to the Daily Swole.
Welcome, everyone, to episode 212 of The Daily Mother Swole. Thank you for joining me for episode 212. Thanks for joining me live. All of you that are looking at my swoleness on Facebook Live every day at 12 noon Eastern Time. And thank you also for watching on YouTube and listening in on SoundCloud and iTunes. So if you haven't checked out the podcast, it's there. If you haven't checked out my YouTube channel, what the F are you waiting for? Check it out, YouTube at Swolenormous, and also here on Facebook, Swolenormous, Instagram, Snapchat, all those good things. And check out, if you're interested in any of this awesome swole gear, there is pinned to the top of my Facebook page, Swolenormous. You can get a link right there to the shop, the Swolenormous gear, men's, women's tees, tanks, coffee mugs, hoodies, all that good stuff, different colors, and it's great. You can rep the gains 24 hours a day. Just make sure you get more than one shirt so you wash them. Fuck yeah. All right. Episode 212, right now, episode 212 is what is body composition? What is body composition? What the hell is this that everyone always talks about? Body composition is what people are referring to when they talk about body fat percentage. So let's go into a little bit more what body fat percentage is. It's a little bit like calculating your percentage of calories or macro ratios we talked about the other day. How do you calculate if you're doing 50% carbs, 40% carbs, 30% protein, 20% protein? You take the amount of calories you're eating from each one of those macronutrients and you divide by the total calories you're consuming. It's the same thing with body weight. You take your lean mass or your fat mass and you divide it by your total weight. We don't really talk a lot about lean mass. People don't talk a lot about lean mass. They really just care about body fat mass, and fat percentage. This is all really important, and that's more important if you already know you have muscle tone. You can have a low body fat percentage and have really, you can have really low muscle or lean tissue. It's really important to have a certain amount of lean mass, bone structure and muscle structure. But let's talk about the body fat percentage. Now, there's certain ranges for men. I'm not sure even what they really require now, or they say, oh, this is the best range. That usually changes over time. But for guys, I believe it's anywhere between 17, 18%. We're talking about average. And for women, it's like 20 or 22%. Women have a little bit more of a delicate balance with hormone production, with childbearing and so forth, and menstrual cycle. So it's natural for a woman to store more body fat because they're more nurturing by nature. So that is why a man might be able to get to be 8% body fat. A woman would look completely shredded and ripped to the bone at 8%, where a guy would look very lean, but not like a guy would look at 2 or 3%. Women don't get that low body fat percentage. So a woman that's 20% would look a lot leaner than a guy would at 20%, and that's just how that works. So what body composition is, in simple sense, it's what your body is made of. It's how much lean mass, how much body fat mass you have on your structure. Lean mass versus fat mass. Muscle weighs a lot more than fat. And this is a great example. If you think about what composition is, it's really what your body is made up of. If you take a small child, a baby, and a bucket of water, you put them both on the scale, it both might come out the reading 8 pounds. Now, obviously, one of those is a human being and one of those is a bucket of water. But the scale doesn't know the difference because the scale is just weighing blindly. This is why composition is so important, because obviously the baby is made up of different things than the bucket of water. You would notice if you have a child and you wake up the next morning and instead of a baby being in the crib, you have a bucket of water. You would fucking notice that shit, right? So we're looking at what the actual weight the mass is made up of. Now, two people, one person weighing 200 pounds being 10% body fat, and the other person being 200 pounds being 35% body fat, one person is going to look really big and round and soft. The other person is going to look very athletic, slim, and very muscular. Probably not that slim, they're going to look muscular. I'm about 190 to 195 usually. I hover around there, and I'm very lean. So my weight is going to look different than someone that doesn't work out. And this is what body composition comes into a big play, because throughout history, you know, ever since fitness became really more mainstream, everyone's been looking at the scale. Weight loss, I want to lose weight. I want to lose weight. Well, really what you want to do is lose body fat. You don't want to lose weight necessarily, because if you're building muscle and losing fat somewhere at the same time, let's say you're building some muscle, then you're losing some fat, and you're going through this process of bulking and cutting and, you know, not necessarily in huge macro levels, but in small levels. If you're building muscle and then burning fat, the muscle is going to weigh a lot more for the size. So let's say this much muscle and this much fat, the muscle is going to weigh a lot more. It's like lead and styrofoam. Not to that extreme, but it's a few times more dense and heavier than fat. So you're going to be able to pack a lot more weight on a frame and look leaner and take up less space in the environment by having more muscle mass. Fat, on the other hand, is more airy. It's more like styrofoam. It's more fluffy. It takes up more space, but it is not as dense. This is where that body weight bullshit comes into play. You don't want to just lose weight. You want to actually lose fat and maintain and develop muscle. The most accurate way to measure body fat percentage is not with a camera. It's not with a scale. It's with a DEXA scan. A DEXA scan used to be used for bone density. You actually go into a machine and it scans the density of your tissues. It actually shows you where the fat is being stored, and it'll give you the most accurate method. Now, these are a little bit more pricey, and you can find them at universities or maybe certain spas. It might run you about $100+ for a test. Obviously, you don't do this kind of shit every week. And there's also you can do underwater weighing. And those kind of things like DEXA or underwater weighing, you can get at discounts if you go to local universities. They'll have resident exercise physiologists, seniors, and stuff like that doing these tests. You can get them at a great discount. You could also go to sports clinics, and you can research that. You can Google it in your area if you want to get accurate testing. You could do calipers, but calipers are very... it depends on who's doing it. Depends on how accurate they are. It's not the best way to get an idea. And those handheld bioelectrical impedance are just loads of shit. So I wouldn't even, depends on if you're wearing a necklace, it'll affect the results. If you drank a little bit of water before you did the test, it's going to affect the results. You know, if you took a shit in the morning, it's going to affect the results. So you got to be careful how much stock you put into calipers, especially with who's doing the calipers, and also, with what you're eating, water retention, which, changes the accuracy of those things. So don't lean on a scale. Body composition is important, but don't lean on a scale for these results. You can use a scale as a tool. It's like a wrench or a Phillips head. You need more than that. You need more than duct tape to do most of the chores around your house. So you need different tools. The scale is great, but pictures are also great. Your clothes, how they measure, are also great. Your strength levels, it could tell you if you're building more muscle, developing more muscle. So it's great to take pictures because pictures don't lie, and it's an unbiased opinion of you. The most important thing I can tell you about pictures is make sure you have the same lighting, make sure you have the same distance from the camera, and make sure you're wearing the same clothes. And you take them at the same time of day. Best thing to do is first thing in the morning on an empty stomach because you're evenly dehydrated. That's also the best time to weigh yourself. You wake up, you do a number one, you do a number two, you go to the bathroom, and then you weigh yourself. It's the most consistent time. Weighing yourself in the afternoon, evening, mid-morning, it's a waste of time. It really is a waste of time. Even if you weigh yourself every day at 6 p.m., it's a waste of time because you've been drinking water, eating food, sweating differently every single day. Wake up in the morning, go to the bathroom, do your business, and then weigh yourself if you're going to weigh yourself accurately, okay? And don't weigh yourself every day if you do it. Weigh yourself once a week, maybe. Remember, we're talking about composition, not body weight. So pictures, same lighting, same distance from the camera. You could always mark. You get a tripod, you get certain lighting, you do it the same time of day, so the same lighting, and you make little marks. Like if you have a hardwood floor, put a piece of tape down so you know where you put the camera. That way you have an unbiased opinion. You can look at yourself with unbiased eyes and see whether or not you are really making progress. Don't wear a t-shirt and pants. Take off your clothes. do something where you're wearing like tight underwear and you're not wearing a top and you get your whole body. Do it from the front, do it from the side, do it from the back, make a muscular pose, do whatever you want, but make sure you get different angles and make sure you do it maybe every 2 weeks or so, because it's going to take a week or two for your body to see a lot of physical change. If you're just starting your routine, I wouldn't take any pictures for at least 2 or 3 weeks. It doesn't happen that quickly. And that's the biggest thing, is that most of you don't have patience, and you need patience to change your body. Remember, if you've been going the wrong direction for years, now you're reversing it. If you've been doing the wrong shit for 40 years, you think it's going to take 3 weeks? Oh, how long is it going to take? You come up to me as a fitness expert. How long is it going to take me to, I want to see abs, I want to look like this? It's probably going to take you 10 or 15 years. No one wants to hear that shit. No one wants to hear that shit. They're like, oh my God, that long? Oh, 90 days, that's a long time. Long time? You've been punishing yourself for 40 years, and then all of a sudden you think that 3 weeks of eating kale and going to the gym a couple times a week is going to make a difference. Let me go to the gym twice a week and eat some vegetables, and I'm going to be fine. Yeah, it's going to take as long as it took for you to beat the crap out of yourself. It's going to take time. It's going to take months. It's going to take years. And that's why I don't like those short-term goals. That's why I don't like quick fixes. I don't like the word diet. I don't like these things. I throw them around sometimes, but I don't like the mentality that it's going to happen quickly. It took you a long time to bang yourself up and to neglect yourself. It's going to take a long time to correct it and to get in the right habits. And your body is going to resist every step of the way until you force it to see change. Your body does not want to change. You have to force it to change. And that's what adaptation is. You put your body in an environment and a situation where it has no fucking choice but to change. Here's what I want you guys to pay attention to. I am going to post a little bit after I go into premium. Okay, so right now after this episode, I'm going into premium. I am going to be posting a new spotlight video. That's right. Son of a bitch, a new spotlight video. It's going to be awesome. I want you to find this on my Facebook page, and I want you to share the ever-loving poop out of it. Share this next spotlight video. It's short, it's sweet, it's to the point, it's the bomb nuts. Also, if you like these threads, you like it, you like the beard, doesn't it look just like me? Ready? Hold on. See? Just like me. These shirts are available at teespring.com/swolenormous. There is a post at the top. It's pinned to the top of my Facebook page, and you can click. You can get women's racerback tanks, women's tees, men's tees, hoodies, cups. You can get stickers for your laptop. It's great. You get a lot of, tanks for the guys. Rock your swole gear, rock it with pride. And if you're interested in taking your fitness to the next level, it is coming to that time. It's early December. The shit's about to hit the fan for a lot of you. Holidays are coming up, Hanukkah, Christmas, New Year's. Do not wait. I cannot stress this enough. Do not wait until January 1st. Don't go through 6 car accidents and then try to get better. Fix the problem now. Don't let your shit get broken before you start fixing it. Don't let it break anymore. Don't let it get broken. What I want you to do is I want you to get into my premium program. Premium is where I take all this information and I go into more depth. So right now, after the Daily Swole episodes, I go live in my private Facebook group. You can sign up at my website, swolenormous.com. You can also click the button on my Facebook page, click sign up. It'll take you to the website, $9.99 a month. That's it. And every day we're going into more depth with the Daily Swole, how you can apply this. It's a rolling group community private training atmosphere. So we go into program design, nutritional talks. We break down all this information that I'm giving you and how you can apply it today, how you can change your life, how you can be healthier for your kids so you don't have to, use a freaking cane to get up in 10 years. If you want to play football with your children and not be winded, this is for you. If you're tired of looking yourself in the mirror and seeing something that you're not proud of, this is for you. It's all about getting started, and this is how you will be able to do that. We do weekly accountability meetings every Monday, which is pretty much a Q&A format where I want everyone to check in and give me the lowdown. Do a lot of Q&A, a lot of nutrition, exercise program design, and it's that family type atmosphere where you have people and you have a group and you have somewhere to go to make sure you do not fall off. And that's one of the biggest things that happens with anyone. It doesn't matter if you have the best program in the world. It doesn't matter if you've been working out for 6 months already. It doesn't matter if you're eating the best, most organic, the nectar of the gods, nutrition plan. If you don't do it consistently, it's not going to do shit. It's not going to do shit. You have to do it regularly. Doesn't matter what you choose, you have to do it daily. You have to do it every day, and you have to do it for weeks, for months, for years. And that's the honest truth, and that's what it's going to take. And that's what Swolenormous Premium does, is provides you a launching pad. It provides you a place to go to ask questions that you can direct access to me, and it's only $9.99 per month, which is an absolute steal for expert personal training, highest level. All the experience that I have is for you, and I want to help you get started and stay consistent and see change. So I will see all of you in Premium in just a couple minutes right after here. Remember, stay tuned. I'm going to blast the hell out of it on Snapchat when I have my Spotlight video uploaded and online. So those of you that are in Premium or that are members of Premium, get ready for a broadcast in just a couple moments. And those of you that are looking to sign up for Premium, click sign up. It's on my website, swolenormous.com. Click get Premium. And also at the top of my Facebook page, check out these awesome teas. Thank you for joining me for episode 212 of The Daily Mother Swole. Talk about body composition, getting yoked, and it ain't no joke. On YouTube, Facebook Live, daily at 12 noon Eastern Time, SoundCloud, iTunes. Peace.